Hi, welcome to the crack of dawn. We are in my house. I was outside in the driveway. That was bad. It was the crack. I didn't mean that. I don't have my camera, guys, so you're looking at a lot of crazy stuff. We're now in my house, my breezeway here. Kind of messy. Again, we're doing Tasty Top. I've come a long way since you've seen me because I got bored. Yeah. But you did see me do the trees. And we're doing Tasty Top, East Hampton, novelty ice cream store that's been around since I was a kid. And these are my Maui Joes from Eric, my eye doctor. I love them. It covers up all my wrinkles and my bags. I'm perfect. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add some stuff and I'm gonna show you what I've done since the last episodes. I might just do one more episode on this, even though we could do some more, okay? So I'm gonna get my palette. Right here, throwaway palettes. I used to call them throwaway easels on the show. It was crazy, I didn't mean to. Throwaway palettes, yeah. So see, you can just put your paint right on that. And piece of tape, tape your picture to the top. It's so much easier. You can even tape it right to the sky, it doesn't matter because I'm pretty much done with that. So that helps me refer to what I'm doing, okay? Now what I'm doing is, I've done a lot since you've seen me here. I added that tree, which I did all the same color green. And now what I'm doing is I'm taking some black. I'll show you. Blick, very good stuff. Used to be called Dick Blick. Don't know what happened to the other part of it, but now it's called Blick. And it is a USA-owned store by a family. I don't even know their names. I forgot, but they gave me a check last week, so that was great. Threw it in the bank account. I don't know why they owed me money. I have no idea. That black's not working. So, well, you know what? I'll make it work. I'm going to unscrew the top. Okay. Went for a walk this morning. I think I did 5 miles, but Joanne has a Fitbit. So she tells me, she's like, you thought we did 5 miles, but you know what? We didn't. We did 3.5. And our friend Meg came with us today. She's a doctor. I was like, oh my God, what's it like in the ER? And she's like, crazy. But she loves her work. It's crazy. I'm like, are you good at organic chemistry? And she's like, yep, I love it. And I'm like, wow. We were talking about how pre-med students drop out of med school because organic chemistry is so hard. I could never do it. So anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going in with a small brush, okay? Little brush like this. Oops. There you can see it. Small brush with black. And when I look at my trees far away, they have a lot of black. So what I'm doing is I'm going in and I'm putting in just little bits of black so that the tree, it is a nighttime painting. So I'm putting in little bits of black. I'm leaving green here and there, but you can tell when I put the black against the green. Can you see me? When I put the black against the green, I guess I'll sit here on my bench. Perfect. When I put that black onto the green, it kind of makes the green look more green, because it is dark green. And it's a nighttime painting, okay? So you can see the neon yellow. That's gonna make it look a little bit more realistic. I'll bring my water over here, okay? So this painting's gonna take a while, so I'm not gonna bore you with the whole thing. Got my sweatpants on, my Birks. Yeah, I've got full-blown makeup on today because I was on Zoom all day with my students. So fun, oh my gosh. We were painting geometry we were learning about, and I told the kids I'm terrible at math. And then once geometry came along, I'm like, ooh, I can do geometry. I can't believe it. It's just shapes, circles, squares, triangles. So yeah, I can do geometry, but the rest of it, I can't do. Okay, the worst is when someone says, John has 400 pounds of peanuts. If he grounded it up into peanut butter, how many grams would he have? Oh, I'm like, what? I could never do that, ever. So when I was a teacher, well, I am a teacher, we had to pass a math test, as I told you, a reading and a writing test. And I'm like, what? Does the English teacher have to pass a art class? Because that's not fair. So I failed it, yeah, like 4 times. And my principal was like, Dawn, we can't hire you until you pass. So I think it was the 4th time, maybe not the 5th. 4th time, it was geometry, the whole test. I aced it. I'm like, oh, thank God. So I got my teacher certificate because, yeah, that's the only reason why. So I'm going to go in and I'm just randomly making squiggles. Not necessarily leaves, but just so that my green will stand out a little bit more. Okay, and it is at night, so even though the tree looks green, in some parts it's not, okay? So the more black I add, the more my tree is gonna look real, okay? Hopefully you can see me here. You might not be able to see my face, so let me just squint that up there. Yep, okay. And I'll move it over here a little. I'm doing my phone because they wanted to drop off the cameras. Last time, I mean, we did okay because my daughter knows how to use them, but oof. So anyway, yeah, let's go in. Let's put a little bit more in here. See, this is kind of a light green, so when I put some black into that green, it makes my tree look more realistic, okay? That's something you can do a lot of. You don't have to do it all the time. And there's a lot of black in this painting. Remember, I told you I wasn't allowed to use black in college, so I am loving not being in college because I can do what I want. So I'm going to throw in some leaves, throwing them around here, waiting for my husband to get back. He went to get a shower curtain. I'm like, oh, is that really essential? And he's like, yeah. So I'm like, all right. So he went to get a shower curtain, maybe some other stuff that we're out of. And usually he comes home with dinner and all that stuff. He's the cook. I hate it. And I was a chef. I was a chef at the Colonial House Inn in Yarmouthport, Cape Cod. Oh, I told you before in one episode. So my head chef and my assistant chef, I was this dishwasher, I think, or the prep cook. I don't even know what I was. Prep cook, dishwasher. I was also a maid, so I didn't know how to cook. And they were emptying the fry-later. The whole darn thing tipped over, and you know, fry-later grease burned all their forearms. They couldn't come back to work for a long time. I feel bad for them. Kim was her name. I forgot the other guy's name. But anyway, guess who they made head chef? Me. I was making chicken marsala, steak Diane. What's that sauce I made? Hollandaise sauce. Oh, I don't even know how I make it anymore. I know it had egg in it because it was kind of yellow. But other than that, yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. And before you knew it, I knew what I was doing. So, yeah, I didn't like it. But I know how to make that stuff. But I was like 15 years old. Head chef. Yeah. All of a sudden, that was my job. So I learned fast. And I'm sure my boss, Mal, he owned it. He's probably dead now. But anyway, he was nice to me. So I liked it. Now I have friends still on the Cape. Sarah McNulty's on the Cape. We were Zooming the other night. She was cooking. She's pretty good. Then I was Zooming with Rachel Topel. Oh, can you believe it? She's a firefighter on the Cape. I've told you that before. We were Zooming it up. And yeah, they're on the Cape. Rach is a firefighter in East Ham. And Sarah lives in Orleans. And she runs the bomb shelter. Bookstore, cafe, bar, and restaurant. I don't think she owns it, but I know she has a lot to do with it. So we were having fun. Sarah was showing me all these places. She goes on the beach. They usually go to the beach with the sharks because that's where they live. So Nauset Beach, I don't know, National Seashore. I don't know them anymore. We used to have a house on the Cape. Wendy and I had all sorts of jobs. She worked at Caboose Jewelry. I think I did too. I don't even know. I had more jobs than her. She always kept her job, and I always got sick of mine and got another one. So I did a lot of things. Okay, so again, throwing that around a little, okay? We're getting a little bored there. But as you can see, let me show you up close. It's pretty cool. So you can see up close how I'm adding that that black. So that's cool. And then I keep my picture there so I can see what I'm doing. It's pretty cool. I love it. So looking gorgeous here. Ah, gorgeous. Not really. I dye my own hair though. Looks pretty good. Not bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with some black. And I'm just going to outline a few things, okay? So what I can do is I can outline some of these lines here, like here, okay? You want everything to be straight, like we were teaching today. I was teaching the kids geometry. I mean, it's all about shapes. You can't mess up. It's a building, so you have to have an architect draw. The architect draws the drawing before it's constructed. So yeah, architect's a good job. My neighbor Hans Winkle, he's an architect with Don Hammerberg. And Don just passed away. He was old. Gosh, he was such a nice guy. Real tall guy. And one of his kids lives on my street. It's so cool. And her husband plays Mark Twain at the Mark Twain House, among other jobs that he has, because he can paint, he can build things, houses. I think he can do everything pretty much. And his daughters, their daughters are great. And then there's other daughter is Jill. She works down at the architect's firm, right on Route 4, I don't even know, Route 6, next to the country club. Pretty cool. The building with all those sculptures in front of it. Yeah. So again, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put in some of these lines. Some of the lines were in red Sharpie, so I'm just going to go over them in black. If you can't draw a straight line, get a ruler and just go down and do the ruler. But don't worry, you can go over everything. Story of my life. Starting over. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over some of these lines that were Sharpie. Okay? If they're not straight and I mess up, I can fix it later. It's not a big deal. This is called the detail. Super important to have the detail in here. Okay? So again, everything should be pretty straight. I'm going to make a couple different people in the picture. These people are all white. I'm going to make people different colors and stuff, add it up. Everybody's going to have glasses. So fun for Eric because, you know, he works at the eye doctor place. I'm going to take my picture down here, rip it off. I'm going to put it lower so I can see what I'm doing. Okay? Now you can see these neon lights here. Above them is some black. Right above that, white. So the neon lights, take off the Berks. Okay? So the neon lights are white, but right above them, it's black. Okay? So I went above the neon lights and I made black. Make sure that line's straight. Make sure everything is straight. Here, I got to work on that because it's not too straight. But I can fix it later, okay? Not a big deal. Again, I can go over all of my red Sharpie marks from my sketch. Don't have to be perfect, don't worry. Okay, because I'm going to fill it all in. Yeah. So we're having fun here. We're still not back in school. I don't know if we're going to go back. I don't know. I don't think I'd let my kids go back. I don't know. They don't want to go back. And they get along with everybody. They're loving it. They can get up whenever they want. My son used to get up at 7 o'clock for the bus, no problem. Well, actually, it was a problem, but I didn't have to bother him. He'd come down at his own pace. He always made the bus. I don't think he ever missed it. Maybe once. Okay, so I'm going to put this black in, really important. Okay, you can fix it later. Couple lines here. Yeah, I got a lot done while you were, if you're watching the other episodes, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. A lot of people want to come in. Bruce Donald, Rails to Trails, he's in charge of it. Goes all the way to Northampton. I think it's called the Man Pan Trail. You can ride your bike from Farmington, Connecticut in my town. And you can ride it all the way into East Hampton, Northampton, everything. It's so cool. I can't believe it. So he's in charge of that. Then my friend Eileen Riley. Oh, she's from New Jersey. So instead of saying her, she says ha. I love ha. So I can't do a good accent. Always wanted to be an actress too. I got into the Tisch, yeah. Tisch school, yeah. I don't know what happened there. I think my parents were nervous about having me in New York City, being an actress, all that stuff. But I mean, I'm an artist. But my dad was like, get a degree in art education and then you won't be starving. And I was like, oh, really, Dad? And he's like, yeah. Plus I'm great with kids. I love kids. So again, I'm going to go over some of these lines. Okay, these are wrinkles on her shirt, but I'm going to go over them with black anyway. And then when I go over that with purple, the black's going to show through and the purple's going to look perfect. Okay? So again, I did do this in Sharpie. I said I wasn't going to do it. I did it in a Sharpie, but guess what? I'm going to go over it because I have this skinny brush here. So you can go over anything you need to, okay? Just putting in these lines here because they're really important so that I know where I'm at. Okay. What else is new? I'm trying to think. They're going to open the West Farms Mall. Oh, Amanda Sirica. I love her. She is the spokesperson for the West Farms Mall. And she just said on social media, West Farms Mall is opening May 20th. I can't believe it. I think it's great. I won't be going though. No, that's okay. I'll still support them. I mean, I do love Nordstrom's. Maybe I'll take a stroll through and see what's in. Definitely can't afford that stuff, but I do love Nordstrom's. I'm going to put this line going down here. Again, I'm trying to do a steady hand. It's not working out, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. My dad's been golfing. He loves to golf. Yep. A lot of people love to golf. I used to be great at golfing. I mean, I don't know if I'm still good. I can hit the darn thing pretty good. My daughter and my son, they can hit it. Okay? And then the owner of the driving range, I forgot his name, Larry, I think. He's in charge of when you go vote. He does all the polls. He takes your ballot, takes your name, tells you which line to get in. It's pretty cool. He was watching my daughter golf, and my kids golf like Happy Gilmore because they think it's funny. And I look next to me, and there's usually a guy yelling at his kid, "You're not holding the club right." And then the kid tries again, "You're not holding it." They go over and over and over. By the time the poor kid is done hitting the ball a couple times, he quits. Yeah, he hates it. Meanwhile, my kids are running about 10 feet from the ball. They run like Happy Gilmore, and then they hit the thing. And it goes flying. I know it's not the right posture, but like, it's good. It goes. So again, I'm going to go over some of this. This is actually her head. I don't know what color her hair is because I'm not looking at it, but it's kind of blondish, Brent. Well, kind of like my kid. All right, my kid's not super blonde anymore. When he was a kid, he was, but it all turns dirty blonde after a while. But me, I use the bleach to bleach it up. Yeah. So I'm going to put this in, okay? Going over some of the lines that I see here. This stuff is kind of laborious, but whatever. You have to do it. And the bigger paintings actually come out better than the smaller ones because smaller, everybody's like, "I want a small painting. Is it cheaper?" And I'm like, ugh, I don't like to paint small. It's harder. People are like, "Oh, can you do me a little one?" And I'm like, that's more expensive sometimes because, ugh, it takes forever. I'm doing these beams that are coming down. Remember, they want to be straight. They should be the same space apart, distance rather. But, you know, don't worry about it. If you only get some of it done and you have to go back and do the rest later, don't worry about it, okay? I'm in my house, and I have a toilet behind me. You want to see? It's crazy. Yeah, there's a toilet in my hallway. I mean, good God. There's another painting I did at the end of the hall. That's a mural. It's so easy. But look, my toilet, and it's a kind of a new toilet too, but our house is 1940s, so the whole piping system burst. It's a wreck. And my cousin Sean Wood, oh my gosh, he's so smart. He went to Smith Voc. He's a plumber. He's got to do well because I see all his fancy toys in his house. Does well. And his wife's so nice too. So he's my cousin, and I was wondering, like, Sean, is this a normal price to charge? But, you know, he lives back in Northampton area where my parents live. So I would have had him come out, but he probably has enough work to do. So again, I'm going to go over the Sharpie. Even with Sharpie could be wrong sometimes, okay? And Brian Biggie was able to get my stuff online. Thanks so much. I've been goofing around. Hopefully my boss and everybody knows I'm just kidding. I was just kidding, okay? So anyway, we're going to do this. Just doing the black. I mean, it's kind of boring, but you know what? It needs to be done. So a lot of people think, "Oh, you just whip that up, Mrs. Lombardi." And I'm like, sometimes, yeah, but a lot of times, no. This one's going to take some time. But I am not having it hang in an eye doctor shop unless it's perfect, because I want it to be perfect, yeah? So I'm going to go through. There's a couple lines here. I would imagine this is where it says, like, the different kinds of ice creams. I'm not sure. But I kind of whipped that up like this, so I'm going to put that in the way I drew it. Something. Better than nothing. My husband, yeah, out getting a shower curtain. Who knows what else he's getting. Hopefully he's wearing a mask. I went to get my oil changed the other day. And the guy rolls down, no, my son rolls down the window because he comes up to the car with the mask on. As soon as my son puts the window down, the guy takes off the whole mask. And he's like talking to my son through the window. I was like, oof. So, you know what? I'm a little couple thousand miles over the limit, but I'm usually on time at the oil change because my mom gave me her car. Can you believe it? She's like, "I don't even like it." And I'm like, "What?" So nice, isn't it? So I didn't even have to buy it. It's nice too. Nothing fancy, but new and nice. It has like, when she gave it to me, I think it only had like 20,000 miles on it, so it's not that bad. I'm lucky. Yeah, I'm lucky. So, yeah. Got nice parents. Hopefully everybody has nice parents, but if you don't worry. I just happen to have good ones. They're really good. Lots of my friends have great parents too. And it's nice. But don't worry if you don't. You can still be a good parent. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to go in. This is kind of dry here, so I'm going to make it a little more wet so that it doesn't show through so much on the canvas. A lot of times you can see I put my pinky down first on the canvas like this, and then I put a brush, and it works a little better. It's kind of easier. Okay? So yeah, I hope everybody's great. I love all my Facebook friends are hilarious. Everybody's putting the most funniest things on there, and it's a lot of fun to watch everybody. Feeling bad for the seniors graduating. Sorry, all you guys, but yeah, I said to my kid, "What if you were a senior? Would you be unhappy?" And he's like, "Heck no." But he doesn't know. He's not a senior, you know. So I don't know. He likes learning from home. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So anyway, I'm going over these lines that are red, and I'm making them black. Okay, it's coming out good. I mean, it's gonna be good.